What's up guys, Chris here and welcome back to another Destiny video. Today's Destiny video is a review of the Time on Target Pulse Rifle, which you can purchase from the Vanguard Quartermaster for 150 Crucible marks and 1 commendation. And the reason I'm doing a review on this gun so close to House of Wolves is because it is such a good PvP pulse rifle. So if you like pulse rifles in PvP in general, there is no reason you should not get this and get grinding on those Vanguard marks. It is definitely worth it. And if you see this video within the first couple of days, you will actually be able to grind out the Vanguard marks completely, so you'll actually be able to restore all your Vanguard marks before House of Wolves. So definitely do that, because this gun is amazing and it's definitely worth it. So first things first, it is the Time on Target, as I mentioned. The description reads 3 rounds rapid, and it is a rather fast firing pulse rifle. It is in the same pulse rifle archetype as the Bad Juju, which is quite good. I'd say they're probably the best pulse rifle archetype. In my personal opinion. You could argue against it, but they fit my playstyle very well. They combine some decent impact and a high fire rate, which I do quite like. The fire rate is 450 rounds per minute. That is sustained fire, not within the burst, but you know, you're counting in the burst delays and making an average, and that is 450 rounds per minute. The impact is, as I said, quite low. It does 27 damage for a headshot and 18 for a body shot, which means it'll take 8 to 12 shots to kill. The fastest possible time to kill is 0.9 seconds, which is decently fast. It's not the fastest within pulse rifles, but it's not the slowest either. It is quite a good average time to kill here. It's a lot faster than auto rifles, but also a lot slower than exotic hand cannons. However, you do have some perks that will significantly lower the time to kill. This is actually reactive reload on the vendor version, which will take down the fastest possible time to kill to 0.57 seconds, which is absolutely insane, and that's only paralleled by exotic hand cannons in the game. So it's a crazy time to kill, and you can actually go toe to toe with Last Word in Hawkmoon and come out on top, even if they have those crazy lucky bullets that they sometimes get. The range on this weapon is actually quite decent. Only once when I was playing with this did I notice a range drop off, and that was halfway across the map on Shores of Time, so that's quite far that you can actually shoot. I was standing at the B flag at one point, and one guy was standing down by the rock, and it didn't take any damage drop off, so you have to get really far away to notice the damage drop off, so it's not a big deal on the range. The stability is excellent. It's not quite maxed out, but it's higher than the Bad Juju. It's very close to the Praetor's timepiece, so you don't really notice too much recoil. It does have a little bit of it, but it's nothing significant. The reload speed is quite good, but you want to consider using gauntlets with the Pulse Rifle Reloader perk, because you do have quite a small magazine size at just 21. However, the small magazine size isn't necessarily a downside, since it plays in quite well with the reactive reload perk. Getting into the actual perks of the weapon, the sights you can choose between are the Red Dot OAS, the Red Dot ORS-1, and the Red Dot ORES. So some quite decent sights here. Personally, I prefer the Red Dot ORES. Some people might prefer the Red Dot OAS for the highest ability and better target acquisition. However, I find that the Red Dot ORES is better for me because it obstructs less of my vision, and for some reason I just do better with it. The first perk is Head Seeker, which will increase the precision damage after stacking some body shots in a row, and it's quite excellent for maximizing damage, and it'll help you secure some kills you otherwise wouldn't get. Obviously, no one has perfect accuracy. You are going to miss some headshots, so it's quite useful to get some extra damage on those that you do hit. On this particular gun, it'll up the precision damage to 30, so it'll increase by 3, and it does help sometimes, taking down the shots to kill by 1 bullet sometimes, and you do feel that in a first-person shooter game, so it's quite a good perk. In the middle tier, we have Snapshot High Caliber Rounds and Perfect Balance. I usually always go with Perfect Balance to max out that stability, but you could consider using High Caliber Rounds if you're going up against a lot of snipers, because it'll make them flinch a lot more, and it makes it quite a good counter sniper weapon, but for the most part, you want to be using Perfect Balance. And then the last perk is Reactive Reload. As I mentioned, this will take the time to kill down significantly. It increases the damage by 33% when you reload after a kill. This means that you'll actually be doing 36 critical damage and 24 for a body shot, which is absolutely insane. And if you stack Reactive Reload and Head Seeker on the same shot, you'll actually get 39 precision damage, which is absolutely crazy. That's higher than the 3 little words, and that is for a gun that fires a lot faster. So that's absolutely insane. It makes it probably the fastest killing legendary weapon in the game. It's crazy fast that you can kill people, and for that reason alone, I definitely say that you should get this weapon because it's absolutely crazy. As I mentioned earlier on, the fastest possible time to kill with reactive reload active is 0.57 seconds. That is crazy fast, so definitely get this weapon for that reason alone. And you have good stability as well, you have some really nice damage and fire rate, so there's nothing not to like about this weapon. Now, I found this weapon to be best in Rumble because you can kill one player, reload, switch to the next, and you get the most out of the reactive reload perk, and you don't really need a big magazine size. It's also quite good for skirmish and salvage, where the gameplay is slightly slower than other game modes. However, I really didn't find much success with this gun in control, because in control you're often going to be double teamed or triple teamed, and you're going to miss more shots because there's a lot of chaos and people are flying all over the place. And I found myself missing quite a few shots that I usually would hit in a smaller team tactic game mode, and just not taking advantage of the reactive reload perk, not hitting enough shots, dying way too much. And this is definitely not my go-to weapon in control, but for Rumble I think it's unparalleled by any other legendary weapon. I was going toe-to-toe with Thorns and Last Words and coming out on top almost every single time. I think I only lost one game while playing with this, and that was in a full lobby of Thorns and Last Words, and I was still giving them a run for their money. And I think I won probably 9 out of 10 matches in Rumble. And if you play Rumble, you know there's a lot of Felwinter Sly and there's a lot of exotic hand cannons, so that goes to show how good this weapon really is. I went on some crazy streaks where I kept stacking the reactive reload, getting a kill, reloading, getting another kill, reloading, and it made for some crazy moments, and this is probably the niche of this weapon, playing Rumble. I also found that you can pair this up with pretty much any special weapon and you're going to be good to go. However, I would say that you don't really need a sniper because it is quite good at range. So I usually rain with a shotgun, you know, because people are going to be using shotguns in pretty much any game mode, and just switching to that shotgun in the tight corridor is always going to be useful. So as I said, definitely get this weapon. It is absolutely insane, and I hope I made this video in time for you guys to get your hands on the gun. Hopefully you have the Vanguard Mox available, because it is definitely worth it. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, comment, and feel free to subscribe as well, and I will see you guys on the next one. Peace out.